Welcome Pisces to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 13th of May for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now I'm sharing the event chart for your sign at the start of the week, which gives us some indications of how this week will unfold. The big takeout is the Moon, very much how we feel about things, is in the warm-hearted sign of Cancer. The Moon rules this sign, but also for you, House 5 is where you can be quite playful and affectionate. But the Moon's also forging a gorgeous angle to the Sun, Uranus and Jupiter, your traditional ruler. All of that suggests your words, the third house, can be articulated in a really lovely way throughout this week. In fact, communication is going to be at the heart of this week's story. But you know, the planet of communication, Mercury, has actually been going through quite an awkward phase. If you cast your mind back to the 10th of March, Mercury moved out of your sign and into Aries. You may have had some kind of good news almost immediately around a financial matter, but then the aforementioned financial matter might have got somewhat bogged down. And from the 1st of April through to the 25th, through the retrograde, you may have experienced some frustrations, but it also gave you an opportunity to reset or adapt in some kind of way and use the fire energy of Aries, where Mercury has been, to just really push forwards with determination and passion. But as this week begins, Mercury emerges from its post-retrograde shadow. This means it gets back to the degree where the retrograde began on the 1st of April. So something that's been a bit stuck around the financial matter can suddenly be liberated. By Wednesday, Mercury moves into Taurus, joining up with those other 4 very important players, including Venus, and those 5 influences are suggesting that there's going to be a lot of conversation this week. And it starts from the very beginning of the week, because Saturn in your sign may have been hard going over the last year, particularly if you're born towards the start of the sign of Pisces, and you may have felt that your physical vitality has been a bit lower. But Saturn forges a very solid angle to Venus right at the start of this week. If you do need to have a conversation with someone, and it's an important conversation, could be around a relationship dynamic, but it could be around a business matter, I think the most important thing with that combination is to truly be sincere. But also later on Monday, the Sun applies to Uranus. This suggests that a light bulb moment can brighten your day. It's possible since 2019 that you have had lots of brilliant ideas at times. Whether you've been able to convert them into something more long-lasting may be a moot point, because Uranus in the 3rd house is a very excitable energy, but it's one which may have seen your nervous system take the toll at times. And certainly there has been the potential for a lot of change of plan or change of ideas. But the position of the Sun applying to Uranus suggests you can use the more innovative energies of Uranus in a constructive way. So if you think about a new mode of transport, a new tech, or trying something that's been rumbling round the back of your mind for some while in a fresh way, it could actually work. Wednesday, Mercury into Taurus, as I mentioned, but it does clash with Pluto. There could be an intense conversation at the heart of this week, and something could get revealed either by you or someone else, which could be a little bit tender. Try to take it in your stride. Sometimes even difficult things are best aired. Pluto in Aquarius is about air. But then it's Venus's turn to apply to Uranus. And it may be that a flirty conversation you have, maybe by text message, can actually have quite the spark to it. If you're involved in a relationship, a good time to be a bit provocative with one another. The Sun moves forwards by the end of this week and applies to both your rulers in a conjunction with Jupiter and in a sextile with Neptune. This is lovely. Your sensitivity, but also intuition, linked to your self-belief, but also faith in your ideas, all that blends together, and you can actually inspire someone or be very kindly or generous as this week draws to a close, or perhaps someone's going to be really smitten by the way you express yourself. So a lot of exciting energy this week. It's certainly not going to be dull, Pisces, for sure, but I think it is really good for you that Mercury moves into your house 3, because it's more reflective of its rulership of Gemini here. And the dexterity and quick wits that can create for you is going to be a valuable asset. But just be aware that something that's rather tender can come into the open, but you do have an opportunity to be playful, quick-witted, very creative. It's certainly going to be a fast-moving week for you. Thank you so much for having joined me. Have a great week. And do remember to check out that special offer on my personal horoscope reports for your tropical or your draconic 30% off. Please see the link below. And if you've yet to support the channel, please subscribe and do click or tap that bell notification symbol. Thank you.